Good morning, students. I'm Dr. G. Vijay Kumar, the professor from Department of Agriculture Engineering, Shanmuga Engineering College, and Sangagiri. Today, we are going to discuss about the surface irrigation methods. So, first of all, the irrigation is nothing but the artificial application of the water to the plant for its survival. And the irrigation may be done by controlled flooding irrigation and uncontrolled flooding irrigation. So uncontrolled flooding irrigation gives the irrigation water is supplied uncontrolled manner, and wherever the water under gravity is occur, the water is flowing freely on the surface. But in the controlled irrigation methods, the water is guided and there is a flow path for the irrigation water supplies. Okay, so in this manner, the surface irrigation takes place in several types. So we are going to discuss one by one. So the surface irrigation methods are border irrigation, check basin irrigation, furrow irrigation, and surge irrigation. So first one, border irrigation is nothing but the borders are created on the entire field. So it's like strips. So the width of the border may be 3 to 15 meter up to, and the slope may be 0.2 to 0.6%, and the length of the border should be between 60 to 300 meter only. And suitable crops are followed for this particular irrigation method is mainly the close growing crops. The spacing between the crops is very less. That is what close growing crops like wheat, barley, fodder, and legumes and all. So in the right, the picture shows the border. So each and every strips are made, and the channel is carries the irrigation water, and one border is irrigated first. Once the irrigation is completed in the first border, then we are stopping the irrigation and we are sending the next border. Likewise, the irrigation is done as shown in the pictures. So this is called a border irrigation. So next type is called as check basin. So in the check basin irrigation, what we are doing means the entire fodder, the total length of the border is again subdivided into smaller part of the or compartment of the basins, for that so that the water irrigation water can stored. And the most common method is adopted in India. So the area ranges between 1 square meter, even the lesser area 1 square meter, to 1 or 2 hectare up to we are using this check basin. The size of the check basin is depends mainly on infiltration rate. So the infiltration rate is depends mainly on type of the soil. So infiltration rate is nothing but it is a movement of the water from surface to subsurface, downward movement of the water. So that depends mainly on texture of the soil. For example, coarse textured soil like sandy soils are having higher infiltration rate soil. So that is what it is mentioned, the sandy soils are having smaller size of the check basin, so that or otherwise what will happen, the water will percolate and or infiltrate. So there is no stagnation of the water for the purpose of irrigation. So the sandy soil, the check basins are constructed very smaller in size, and clay soils, the larger size of the borders or check basins are constructed. So this type of check basin irrigation is very suitable for orchard crops like fruit crops and other plantation crops. This gives higher water use efficiency also. The next one is called ring basin irrigation. So ring basin is mainly adapted in the orchard or tree crops. So we are making the ring basin along the around the tree root zone. So this is called looks like a ring. So this is called ring basin, and the irrigation water is supplied to the ring basins. And this method is adapted mainly in the orchard and tree crops and plantation crops. The next one is called furrow irrigation. The furrow irrigation, the furrows are framed, and when we are for making the furrows, so the raised bed is made, and the raised bed is known as ridges, and the lower bed is known as a furrow. and the raised bed we can raise the plants or grow the plants, and furrows we can supply the irrigation water. So this furrow irrigation is mainly adapted in the row crops such as all kind of vegetables, maize, cotton, sugarcane, like crops. The furrow irrigations are adapted, and the two for broad bed furrow also followed here, because the bed is made broadly, and one furrow is used for one irrigation of the both ridges. So that is also possible here, and there are three different type of furrows are followed. One is called a straight furrow, and another one is contour furrow, and alternate furrows. So first one, straight furrow, means the furrow is in straight, where the slope is level or almost plain lands. The furrow can be constructed straight, and the irrigation water is supplied. And but in the case of sloped area and a gradient occurs, the contour lines are constructed, and the furrows are made on contour lines. So we know the contour is nothing but it is an imaginary line joining of equal elevations. Wherever the levels are equal from the level surface of the earth, those points are connected and the line is joined. Those line is called contour line, and also the furrow is made on the contour furrow. So it is very useful for reduce in the soil and water conservation practice, or erosion, to reduce the erosion. Then alternate furrows are this is what I have explained. So we can make one furrow for two ridges. So that is what shown in the third picture. Two ridges of planting is provided the water in one single furrow, and there between two furrows or two ridges there is a broad distance is given. So that is what alternate furrow is followed. And finally, the surge irrigation. Surge irrigation is nothing but when the water is provided in on-off system. So initially we are supplying the water to the field, and due to the soil characteristics, the water will wet in front, and we are switching off the irrigation for sometimes. Then the irrigation is again started for after sometimes. Then again the already wetted area is wetting front will takes easily, and again furthermore the wetting front is takes. Like that, when we are switching on the irrigation water, the wetting front is in advance, and when the stop the irrigation, the stop the wetting front is also stopped, and next on the wetting front is very easy to gather. So this is what the irrigation practice is done, and the length of the total length of the water is also supplied to the entire length of the border or entire field. So this is how the irrigation system is followed in surge irrigation. So simply the surge irrigation is on and off system of irrigation practices. So this is that different type of irrigation is followed. Thank you.